Hi, everybody. My name is Robert Kalm, and I will be your professor for the spring 2014 semester here at Quinnipiac University's Interactive Media Program. This is the writing course 506, Writing for Interactive Media, and you can call me Professor Kalm, you can call me Bob, you can call me whatever makes you comfortable. I teach this course entirely on the internet, on the web. I believe we should do that as much as we can as the interactive program. Uh, Only your grades will be on Blackboard. Everything else we will do through your blogs and your other social media accounts, and my course blog will be the home base. So I'm going to take you, for the first screencast here, I'm going to take you through that course blog and a couple of the other sites that I use that you can use and software. And we'll look at how I think the course should operate. Um, I've turned 506 into the interactive voice. I've taught it for 10 semesters now, almost 4 years, and I've made it very much my own. I'm very excited about teaching online, although I will teach the course again this semester on the ground. Some of you I will see in class tonight, and some of you we will only interact through the web. But I think that works because we're here to write, and if we communicate mostly through words, then we'll learn how to use those words better. I call the course the interactive voice for a number of reasons, because I think that's the major goal of the semester for you is to create your own interactive voice. It doesn't have to be the be all end all voice of your life. It doesn't have to be the literary voice that we think of when we hear that term. I think the web and people on the web use many voices, just the way Twitter works. You can have a number of accounts for different audiences in your life, and I think this is a good way to communicate. So you will experiment with a voice this semester, and it will inform future voices that you create for clients, for products, for your job, or for you and your own projects in the future. Uh, I've made this course my own, and you should make the course your own. You're going to take uh, some things with you from the course, and you're going to leave some things behind. But I'm going to try to each module, each week, hit you with as much material as I can about a specific subject, a specific part of communicating with writing online. And you can pull from that conversation as much as you can. I understand a lot of you have day jobs or night jobs. What's wonderful about teaching online, what is wonderful about this course, whether you're in the campus version or on the online version, is that you can still come to it when you want to or when you are capable of. There will be a conversation going on all week, and you can come to that on Saturday night and look back through it and add to it, or Sunday morning, or every day. I mean, if you're allowed to monitor Twitter from your job, you can check in a little bit and see what's going on. Your life will allow you um, to come to it as much as you can. And the more you can come to it, the more I think you'll get out of it. There's 40 students this semester among the three sections, and I will have you all in the blog roll. And I will turn each of you into different examples each week. But there will be more examples probably than many of you will be able to get to, and that's okay. You can you can read as many articles that I put out there as you can, But each week with the lecture and the assignment, if you just can only read the lecture and the readings from the books and do the assignment, you will still get what I want you to get out of this course. But but the web allows for so much more, and I think we should take advantage of that too. I am here uh, technically 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I am available through the online technology, but I can't do that in my real life. So you can send me emails, you can tweet questions, you can reach me through a number of ways that I point out on the blog and in the syllabus. But I will get to those. I will respond when I can. Uh, but I am one person in terms of the feedback in this course, and the thing that I'm really going to work on this semester. I've really tried to make this course better with each semester, and I really want to work on feedback this semester. I want you guys to read each other's work and give each other constructive criticism, because I can teach you the rules of writing, and I can teach you some of the rules of the web, but that's really what interactivity is. The rules are changing a lot. And so the more feedback we can give one another on how our voices are coming across and how well they're communicating their specific goals, the better we can learn from the semester. And so, the more people you can interact with in the classroom, uh, online, and the more people that you give feedback to, the better it's going to be for everyone. This is interactivity. You guys, in creating voices, can not only um, be out there on the web, you can affect it. You can change the rules. You can produce things like uh, Twitter or hashtags or any of these innovations that keep changing how we think about interacting with each other and communicating with one another. So, my goals for you are limitless. There's an alumni page up here in the menu. And if you go to that page, you will see what past students have done with this course. And you can take it a step further. Um, so, how you interpret the course assignments and where you take them is up to you and the feedback you get from your audience. And it will be different for each of you, and it should be. So we start out with the About page here on the blog, and it gives you, again, similar ideas to what I'm talking about right now. My way of teaching the course, the way I've come to look at it, and then my contact information is on the bottom. So that's pretty straightforward. Then there's the syllabus, which is our traditional contract, educational contract. There's a course description again. There's broken down into objectives. We'll get to the course itinerary in a moment. The methodology, the texts. I recommend, I require On Writing Well from William Zinsser, which is a classic text on writing and still applies, still shows you how much writing is applicable to the web and to the way we're communicating now. The Elements of Style is the classic style book, similar to the AP style book. There's a number of different journalistic style books out there on how you should use basic grammar and create a style of your own. I break some of the rules in this book, and purposely, and sometimes not purposely, and you will too. That's part of the point, and part of creating an interactive voice, your own voice, is creating your own elements of style. I choose, I recommend the Strunk and White and Kalman version uh, because she hacked the classic. She added drawings to what is has been a book, an important writing book for half a century. She just took it one day and added her drawings to it, and it makes it more whimsical. It makes it a better book. You have to really look at what she did to understand her version. But again, that kind of stresses my interactive voice idea that that you can take most of the formats and software that we'll be using this semester and make it your own if you don't make your own software eventually. Finally, the Yahoo Style Guide, which is the first attempt somebody made at making a online writing style guide. Like AP has a digital guide now, but these are all ways that we'll look at creating your own interactive voice. Um, this is the course. The third page on the menu is the course itinerary. My algorithm, again, for getting you through this. I reserve the right to tweak some things on here, so I would not look on this as the final say of what's due every week. Um, the next page, the fourth page, um, is the blog for the site, and right now we have the welcome post on it and the this opening post, and then there's, if you look back, yeah, I can look through them and actually see them, but if you look back, you'll see protected posts from last semester. I want, you can probably look online and find some of my modules. I'd rather you didn't. I like, again, I see this as a course, as an algorithm to take you through, and if you take each step one at a time, there'll be plenty to do each week, and they will build on each other, and things will be revealed as you go along. So um, just take your time with it, and let the modules will come up here. Um, so tonight at 6:30, whether you're in class or online for class, the first lecture will appear, and the assignments, the first readings. And you should come back here a couple times a week just um, eh, to see what's new. Since you're registered, you will probably get notifications by email, but you will find you should be able to find most of the material here in modules at the beginning of each week. When I started my own graduate program, the first professor I worked with taught me, and he ended up becoming one of the more important professors I worked with in the program. He told me when we were making our first syllabus together, because we created our own syllabi in the program, in the MFA program. I had a lot of projects and things and manuscripts I was already working on. And so he said, we're going to make that work, your projects, the things that you're already interested in, your assignments. And again, that gives you an idea of my thinking and the way that I see this course. You have graduate school uh, shouldn't be 4 more years or 3 more years or 2 more years of college. It should be where you learn to specialize, where you learn to focus, or for those of you who are coming back to school, where you reboot your communication process and your agenda, where you're headed. And this course can do all of those things. A lot of people, if you look at that alumni page, have used this course to to start building their capstones, their final thesis projects. And um, that's important. Graduate school, I get a lot of, I always get at the beginning of each semester um, people who tell me they're going to ask a lot of questions. And again, I told you I'm here all the time, and I will respond to everything as much as I can, and I'm here to guide you through my thinking about communicating on the web. But a lot of this semester should be about you finding your own answers. That's interactivity. That's creating an audience that interacts with you as a voice. So think about it that way. And towards that end, towards creating that audience, we have the discussion page on the blog. And this tells you a little bit about the process. But if you look right here, we have the 506IV hashtag. Somebody emailed me and said that they weren't um, too happy about following 3 Twitter accounts from me for the semester. And my response was, well, you have to follow 43 because there's 40 other students. And you don't have to follow 43 accounts. All you have to do is follow 506, the hashtag 506IV here. And if all of you use it, as it's being used here, whenever you make any comments between one another, um, between you and I, or for the whole course or for the assignments, if you make sure you use the hashtag at the end of every tweet that you make, or if you post elsewhere, that will all be gathered here, and you can look back on that conversation. You can go to it and look at it any time of the week, and that's how it works. And I want it to become as large a conversation as it can be. I'd love for you to have your own conversations about the subject between one another. Uh, if a few of you follow a particular article and it doesn't really go anywhere, that's fine. And then maybe, one or two of you will follow a particular article and find a lot to bring out in it and create a conversation around that. Again, there's really the chance to blow everything up here, to make the class much larger than it has been. And I try and do that each semester, make it a little bit larger. We have the modules each week to kind of corral us in, to give us a boundary of what we're discussing. But this is your first audience here. And you have the chance to ask any of them, am I reaching you? Or am I not reaching you, and why? A lot of writing, and I'll talk about this in the next 2 weeks. A lot of writing is hard for people because they fear that criticism, and I really want you to embrace it. You have pseudonyms protecting you, so the more you can experiment and the more you can try things and get feedback from one another, the more you can learn how to do everything in this program. We're only gonna talk about the words, but we're gonna cover website design and video screenplays and all the ways that words inform us and help us think, about the web and how to use the web and how to communicate. So so use that hashtag. There's also this blog roll here on the discussion page, which shows you the latest posts from one another. And again, if you do just your assignments and you look at my feedback, that's one way to learn from the course, and I've tried to pack as much information in that as possible. But if you go to another person's page and you see the feedback that's coming to their assignments too for the same week, for the same assignment, you might find other ways to do it. You might find ways that really inspire you to write in a new way, or to communicate in a new way. Um, so so take as much of an opportunity as you can. And for those of you that can't, you know, use it as much as some of the other students, you know, I still promise you a fun class. And don't the biggest thing I try and teach in this course is we're all very hard on ourselves, especially in writing. That's what writer's block is. And the more you can give yourself a break and just let the material come out of you, and then hone that material, the further you're going to get in the process. Um, Here's my professor Twitter handle, and I will do most of the communication with this. There's also BumpSpark, which is my personal account, which I've used for the course for most of the past. And I'll still use that for certain things. I want to hone that into more my personal voice, and some projects that I'm working on. There's this, which will be more the handle for the course, and links to articles that I see, and retweets interesting things that apply to the course. Another interesting thing about the Interact Voice handle is if you look under lists on the Interact Voice handle, you will see lists for each one of the modules. People that I will be following each week, different members that I'll be following each week, and you know, a feed for each week that you can look over. And if a particular week and the assignments in that week apply to you and what you're trying to do, you know, maybe you want to communicate, you know, maybe towards the end you're going to really start to create a plan for working with Instagram versus Facebook versus something else. Then maybe the week that we talk about infographics, Module 11, you know, there might be a lot of interesting people to follow there. So so look at these lists, and if you find anyone that you feel that I should add to these lists as the class progresses, please let me know. This account is much less about a personal interaction with you as the professor, and more the ideas of the course. Then there is a tag board page. This is a relatively new website where you have the possibility of interacting through hashtags with Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Google Plus, Vine, etc., etc. And as you can see, here is our class discussion early on, and we're already moving along. So this is a new thing. I really like this, and you know, hope that this can become a really dynamic classroom discussion. Again, the alumni page. Take a look. I haven't updated this with the latest students from the last 2 semesters. I have to get to that hopefully this week or the next week. But you can see a number of students and what they've done. And then Phil, the head of the program, said to me when I first started teaching this course that it would be a good idea to, you know, post my lectures and work online, you know, before I realized how much fun we could have doing all of this online. You know, the first and most important idea that I had was that I should be experimenting with the web right alongside you. And so that's another reason that I've made this course my own, because my lectures have my own ideas, and it's evolved into something. It's evolved into a voice. And so I will be improving this website and putting up my ebook, and working with Facebook and YouTube and Tagboard and maybe other things as the semester progresses. um, because I think by doing that, it's another way for you to see how I think about doing this and how you might think about doing this. So the Facebook page is something I'd love for you to interact with. Again, this is where I'll feature additional articles. Uh, they will be articles that usually apply to the week, but a particularly good article that applies to another module I will put up there as well. You can interact with them. You can create pseudonyms for Facebook as well if you want. Um, I don't know how many people are going to go to the blog roll and then go to the Facebook page and try and find out any secret identities. Especially, again, this is something brand new that I just created, and hopefully in the next few weeks I'm going to get a lot more likes and a lot more people on here. So the odds that somebody's going to be able to connect you with your pseudonym, I think, is slim. So I wouldn't worry about that too much. But again, uh, another way to think about this, I don't want to scare you guys too much. You don't have to interact with all of this stuff all of the time. I'm creating again a interactive space for you, a virtual space where you can get a lot of, where you can dive into tweets next week and Twitter and LinkedIn and resumes the week after that. You can dive into each subject as much as you want, but if you do the assignments and you read the lectures and the Zinsser readings, and improve each semester, that's all I'm asking from you. I'm not asking you to, um, bury yourself in work. Um, you do what you can, and if you do the assignments and grow with them, that's all I'm asking. So, I hope this looks exciting in its experimenting and in its scope. For some of you, and for those who are, a little bit more about the rules, there is that too. There's definitely structure to this syllabus, and structure to these modules, and and again, there's always the ability to contact me if there's anything you're nervous about. Um, Again, I love this course, and I'm always excited by a new semester. I think there's nothing better than a writing workshop, because people, instead of a dinner party and small talk, it's people really talking about what's interesting to them and what they're passionate about, and it couldn't be more fun. So get online, get using 506IV, the hashtag, get interacting with one another, and the first lecture will be up in a few hours. I'm not sure with the weather, what how the actual classroom is going to go, but if I don't see you guys tonight, I'll see you next week, and we're perfectly capable of working here in the virtual space. So I'll talk to you soon.